moving on. Joe,
Yeah.
you beat God of War in, I think, 7 days.
Jesus.
No, I beat God of War in 3 days.
I'm a fool.
Those are
I'm such a
rookie
goddamn
numbers.
fool. Yeah.
Yeah, I beat God of War Ragnarok. I told Willa this. If they never make another God of War game, I will be completely happy.
Very interesting.
Very, like, I could not emphasize enough how, like, perfect of, like, a character arc for Kratos this has been, both in, like, the narrative sense and the meta sense of him as a character in the video game space, I would say.
To speak to that, Joe told me I'm a little over halfway through the game.
Yeah.
It is insane that they took what I consider to be the stupidest protagonist in video games. Like, I think Kratos is just... You know how I complain about edgy shit? Kratos is everything I hate.
Yes.
They turned that character into a double S tier. Not S tier, double S tier character.
Oh, yeah.
This character is incredibly good.
And the opening of the scene when Kratos and Atreus are hunting, they're like, all right, let's go back home. And he puts his hand on his shoulder. I was like, oh my God, the character growth. Like, it's
insane. It wasn't even that. It was the Kratos stuff with Freya that really highlighted how insanely good they're writing Kratos right now. It's kind of nutty.
When he has to go and explain, like, how he's gone through what Freya's gone through before.
Yeah.
And, like, she has to, like, and you get the sense of, like, Freya's like, oh shit, I have misjudged this guy this entire time I've known him. Like, it's
chef's kiss.
So good. And you're at the part now, Willer, where I think the story and, like, what's happening really popped off.
Yeah, because, all right, let's talk a negative. I think this game is really poorly paced at times. For example, here's a big problem I had where, like, the game starts, you have a really cool fight, like you have the boulder fight in the first game. You have an equivalent fight. That shit's hype. Yeah. But for the first 5 hours of gameplay, you do almost nothing new from 2018.
Yes.
It is the exact same game, but more. And it looks prettier, and the combat feels a little better. But you don't have any new combat options. In fact, you have less than you ended with in the last game. So it feels kind of bad, man. However,
I do agree with that.
You start playing as another character. That character plays so fun.
Yes.
I love
shockingly fun.
Yeah, no, incredibly. Like, maybe more fun than Kratos.
Yeah, I was just like, because when I went to this game, I was like, oh, we're going to play with this character. And then I got to, yeah, I just guessed that was going to happen. And I was just like, it's probably not going to be as good. And then it's like, oh no, this character has, like, a fully developed moveset that they've designed.
They've really thought about it. Yeah.
And they've somehow, like, made these enemies that were designed to fight Kratos, but are able to also fight this other character that plays completely different to him. And even moving around with him, like, just walking around his space. Yes. And it's wild. Like, it's so good.
So after those 5 hours, you start playing with that character. Now you jump back to Kratos. You got more things. They're mixing up the partners that you have a little more.
Yes.
The game starts spicing up. The plot's getting more interesting. I think, like, a point of getting interesting was Atreus at Ironwood. I thought that was a cool change of pace. It's been getting better since. But I have to admit, I'm 10 hours in. For a good chunk of those hours, I was like, I don't know if this is better than 2018. And now it's a toss-up. I'm hoping that by the end of it, I can confidently say. I was going to ask you, Joe, where do you land?
If I was to play God of War again, if I sat down, I was like, I want to play God of War again, as a general statement, I would play God of War 2018, and I would keep playing all the way through Ragnarok. It's kind of like a Mass Effect thing, where it's
Gotcha.
like, I will play this game and then I will keep playing until the end. I'm just gonna dedicate my next video game hours to just playing this entire saga again. Kind of
for Bradley and Tyler, who may not know what the series is like right now, this is planned to be a duology. This is the end of this storyline. There won't be a third. It's like a 2-part game, which isn't often done.
Man, so no one knows what's next for the franchise.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Hopefully nothing.
Well, Joe says nothing. Where it's weird that you want to live in a world where they're not going to milk as much money out of a product or IP as they can.
I haven't finished the game, but I feel like there's almost no chance it's nothing. I feel like after 5 or 6 years, we'll have Kratos or Atreus have to travel to Egypt to fix the problem.
Now, I was gonna say there's a couple other subsets. So we have like Hindu gods, and we have Egyptian gods. We can still go kill.
Mayan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, that'd be great.
Christian.
Yeah, Jesus.
I just think that like if someone like if Corey Balrog or whoever you want to contribute like the idea of the Saga 2 win, this is my plan. My goal is to redeem Kratos in both the eyes of like the video game community as like not a terrible character, but also as himself. Like he can look at himself and feel like as a complete person and feel redeemed what he's done. I think it accomplishes that goal.
Sure, but you could also have him like, okay, now let's move him to be like a prop, because a big thing of this game is Kratos does not want to get into conflict. He's afraid of where this will lead him. He doesn't like the person he becomes, etc., etc. Mm-hmm. Okay, but now he can fight for a force of good when like Egyptian whoever shows up is like, Kratos, please, Anubis is like really fucking up my round. We need you. It's like you could go places there.
You could, and like I think that is a thing, but it's off. I feel so satisfied with the ending here.
What if you start the next game and you're just chilling, all right? Mm-hmm. And you're sitting there making some stew, hanging out at the cabin. And then it's like the roof of your house gets torn off, and you get stormed. Yeah. So same shit. But then someone just like drops this staff down, grabs Kratos, and then just warps out of existence. And now it's Son of War.
Oh, I could totally see like the next Son of War being Atreus.
I'm gonna let you know that's not possible.
Oh, did they kill him?
I don't like this conversation anymore. Shut the fuck up. Okay, a couple of things I have to say. I'm kind of mad, but whatever. A problem with this game.
I'm just joking. Like.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, nice save. No, a problem with this game is that every single section is 33% too long. Like universally,
I do think that
everything's too long.
I think that too. There's just some portions of the game that like there's like you've put in like one or two too many like combat encounters.
Did I really need to do 3 more combat encounters and also get all the apples with Abogado? That's not necessary.
I was getting very tired of that segment. Like honestly, I thought
every segment. That's not even like every single segment leading up to it. And since the only segment I feel like has been well paced is Atreus climbing the mountain, which I think was excellent because I've come to realize I like characters literally overcoming obstacles while reflecting on their state of mind, like Luffy climbing the mountain in Drum Kingdom. That shit's fun. I hate the gear system in this game. Like they really will they're like, we're releasing a full budget $60-$70 game and we're gonna add in all the trappings, and it's like, bro, like I don't want that. I'm not gonna do any side content because I know it's like I did one side quest. It almost soured me on the experience because it wasn't 33% too long. It was like 50% too long. Like it gets really bad with those side quests.
I found the Valkyrie equivalent in this game. Those are fun at least. And I hear there's a segment of the game because I went on the God of War subreddit, and there's a segment of the game that a lot of people are like, there is so much good story here. I don't know why it was in the main game section.
That's the thing. Like. These sub-stories have excellent dialogue, but it's just too much gameplay. The puzzles also sometimes trip me up because, like, they don't explain puzzle mechanics, like, bit by bit, like Game Design 101. I mean, you don't have to follow, like, Game Design 101, right? But, like, when it comes to puzzles, it does hurt when it's like, I've never dealt with the environment in this way, and you're mixing it with 2 other puzzle pieces all at the same time. And also, like... I curse Uncharted. I think the game that did this was The Last of Us, where someone at like Guildhall started preaching this idea where if something's climbable, you have to mark it with yellow paint or something. And this game has so much of like everything that's climbable has wall markings on it, and it just like hurts the environment because it's like it's good game design, but like maybe do it for some things, but not others. Because it's very distracting when everything on the environment has, like, game design markings to let the player know that it's climbable or you can blow it up or something like that.
But then, like,
not every ledge needs the thing. Okay, that's all.
Oh, but I can just totally see Willer getting stuck because he doesn't know he can go there on that ledge.
No, Joe, because I can press R3 and the camera points me in the right direction. That's all I need, okay?
Is that a feature? I've never used that feature, if that is one.
You have to turn it on, and I did it immediately because I did. I did it. No, hear me out. I did it so I know where the secrets are, and I did it when I don't want to go do secrets and I just want to progress the plot. Like, it's very functionally good. So get off my back.
One thing to also note here is that the accessibility features in this game are crazy good.
Yeah, they're very.
It's so good. But I'm at the after.
Honeymoon.
The honeymoon stage, but also like in the game I'm in the part like, all right, I finished the main story and I can go do the side stuff now.
People do get really into it. To be fair, like I watched the girlfriend reviews they re-reviewed 2018 a day. That guy, like the guy of the couple, does everything in the game, and we have a friend Kyle. He does everything in the game. Where I'm like, I won't do a single goddamn side mission in this game, so we played it completely differently, which is pretty.
Yeah.
Fun.
I can't fathom doing any of the side content while doing the main story. But that's always how I've done every like semi-open world game. I will not do side content until I finish the main story.
In summary, Bradley would love the story of these games.
I think so too.
I will say, like within gaming right now, they're I think usually talked about as one of the best stories out there right now.
Yeah,
it's also really good. I think you'd get good vibes from it.
Also, I don't know how, but the camera work in this game is like 3 times as good as the previous game. Like
in the subtle moments, but in the high-paced moments. I was watching some footage of 2018. Actually, that's the last point I wanted to bring. Thanks for reminding me. And like when you're like getting tossed around in that game, it feels more visceral and like Kratos is jumping after the boy, and it feels really frantic. In this game, it's like really smooth transitions, and like there's a moment where you go from playing from character B back to Kratos, and that transition with the camera is like brilliant, and they do that all the time. The last main thing, like something I thought was missing from the narrative and why I didn't get any narrative hooks early, is that throughout 2018 it is very strictly the story of a dad and a son who haven't ever connected really, having to connect over the death of the son's mother. That's like the base point.
It's a very
this game is
simple
not
story.
that. We're past that. So I was like, it's missing a je ne sais quoi. And I finally got it about halfway through the game, what the game actually is. And it's a scene where multiple characters are pissed at Atreus for wanting to do something. And it made me realize, oh, this is a found family story now. It's not like this son-father bond. It is like a collective of a bunch of bumblefucks that I've grown to really like, and how they're forming a family around this crisis that they're dealing with, which is Ragnarok. And I was like, cool, I'm getting it. It took me a while to get there, but I'm on board now. Maybe I'm off base, Joe, but okay.
No, I had the exact same feeling. Because I was going through this, like, I was thinking, because I was just like, 2018 very clearly from the standpoint of is, from a simple perspective level, it's about a son and a dad coming together in like a time of mourning and learning how to love each other finally. Yeah. And then it took me to that point to realize, like, oh, this is a story about more than just bloodline familial bonds, but people who have been abused in some way coming together to help each other out. Yeah, really.
And it's great. And now that we're getting there.
Yes, that's why I was like, when you get to that section, I feel like the story really actually it starts to actually fall into place. And I think there's a lot of in that where you are right now, you need to go up to doors and like listen to what people are saying. I really
want, because Odin is so cool. Like this character is fascinating to me. And I just met Lady Sif and Awooga.
Oh yeah, I thought.
Whoa!
Did you meet Thrud yet or no?
No.
Okay. I think once you've hit that point, a lot of pieces start falling in place of like, oh, this is what our story is about now.
Dope. All right. That's all I got to say. And you won't hear about this game until Game of the Year, where I will definitely have beaten it by then.
I'll just get my Willer updates and be happy with them.
Yeah. We got everything off. I'll just, next podcast in Free Talk, I'll be like, hey, it turned around and I loved it and I liked it more or less than 2018.